IQRA International Educational Foundation is the largest publisher of Islamic books and curriculums in North America. Since opening our doors over 25 years ago, we've been at the forefront of researching and advancing Islamic knowledge. Our comprehensive curriculums and customized teacher training programs provide invaluable resources to educators across the country. Drawing from the expertise of scholars, researchers, and educators, IQRA publications meet the highest standards and are used in hundreds of schools all over the U.S. and around the world.
IQRA is an extremely important organization in the Muslim community. If you look at the educational efforts in the community, be it a full-time Islamic school or the multitude of weekend schools that we have, or even just the education of Muslims in general, all of that cannot be done without having a proper curriculum, proper textbooks that will supply the schools, whether weekend or full-time, and others with the material. So IQRA is a very instrumental and important organization in the Muslim community.
IQRA's directors, Drs. Tasnima and Abdullah Ghazi, have devoted their lives to the Islamic education of America's children.
I said, I'll bring that to you because what I have done.
Their vision began in the 1960s when they were still graduate students at Harvard. With 5 young children of their own, the Ghazis recognized the dire need for Islamic books for children in the West and set out to write the first set of Islamic textbooks for Muslim children.
There was no other publisher anywhere in the world who were publishing and writing and developing the course of Islamic studies for the children, especially the children growing up in the Western world. So the work started in 1968. When we were at Cambridge, Massachusetts, Dr. Ghazi was a student at Harvard, and we decided to have a Sunday school, and we did not find the books or the curriculum, so we said we will have to do it. So it was 15 families and all the scholars, and we sat down and we started to develop the program.
What started out as a need to educate their own children in Islam quickly turned into a lifelong passion.
I think we have been lucky in the sense that we have an educator, and she's my wife. So she has been teaching me, and with my knowledge of Islam and comparative religion and social studies, without that kind of knowledge, with that combination, it won't happen. And I think it is designed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we meet and we get married, and then we continue. We started this path and we are continuing, inshallah, till we breathe our last.
IQRA's mission was shared by many prominent educators and community leaders. Leaders like Dr. Wahid Fakhri, Shamshad Hussain, and Javed Sherwani, who spent countless hours laying the foundation for the organization. Moving forward, our committed and professional staff are tirelessly carrying on the work of educating children across the globe. From these humble beginnings to where we are today, distributing over 1 million books to more than 20 countries, IQRA remains the leader in quality Islamic education. IQRA's program of Islamic studies and each correlating textbook is customized for grades pre-K to high school. Our textbooks are unique, each subject carefully researched and developed to meet predetermined curriculum standards, as well as age-appropriate difficulty and sequence. Each text is meticulously tailored to the appropriate grade level, using the nationally accepted readability formula and the Dolch sight words list.
It is written for each grade level, at their reading level. The first graders have certain vocabulary words which are in their oral vocabulary. Those are the only words should be in their reading vocabulary. There are formulas. For the first grader, you write very small sentences, you write the bigger font, you write the fewer, paragraphs, small lessons, because it takes them a longer to do. We count the number of words in each sentence and number of syllables in each word, and then we chart it out. So that's what we did with every single IQRA book, and that's why children can pick the book up and read it.
IQRA's program of Islamic education is revolutionary, designed to meet the needs of school children in North America. Our textbooks focus on culture, time, geography, and identity, merging secular education with religious instruction.
I mean, the Muslim community is growing by leaps and bounds. And today, when you look at our community, the overwhelming majority of our community members are young, are the youth, between the ages of 0 and 29 basically, and they need and they require educational material that is produced in the United States, that speaks their language, that is within the context of the United States, and without IQRA, the need of this very huge and very important segment of the community would not be met.
We would get books that came from the United Kingdom, and English is the language there, but still there was a cultural kind of disconnect, even though England is part of this Western civilization that we're living in. But so we keep those things in mind to make these books as appealing as is possible to the young Muslims.
Each curriculum incorporates 4 primary subjects of Islamic education: Quranic studies, Sirah and Hadith, Aqidah, Fiqh and Akhlaq, and Islamic social studies. Each text is made up of carefully selected sequential themes that build on the student's prior knowledge and level of understanding.
We will come up with an outline of what we want to teach in that book, and that outline will contain a map of the lessons and the topics and so on and so forth. And then each of those lessons will basically be expanded.
Critical thinking features within each textbook help students relate to content and retain information. These elements help children remain engaged and make better connections with what they are learning. Tune In lays out key questions that will be answered in the lesson. The GeoLink feature helps students build geography skills while emphasizing key places in history. Think About It gives students a chance to relate to the lesson and apply its meaning to their own lives. A Star of Guidance gives students a glimpse into the lives of great Islamic figures that can guide students along the straight path. Do We Know These Words introduces new words and vocabulary learned in the lesson. What We Have Learned highlights the topics discussed in each lesson. IQRA books are designed not only with children in mind, but teachers as well.
Where is Mecca?
Because each subject has its own textbook, teachers have the flexibility to tailor their own curriculums.
About where Hajj is.
Each text comes with a teacher's manual for guidance and support.
Where do I go?
Educators will find our curriculums easy to teach and highly customizable.
The font is really big, and the using of the Arabic words, it has its vowels and its harakat, so even anyone can read from these books. And it's very easy, the pictures are very appealing to the kid. In the end, there is the summary of every lesson and what we have learned, and we tuned in this and that. This is very helpful for a kid, and the kid can himself learn or read and enjoy reading the book by himself.
But IQRA Foundation is more than just a publisher. We offer many programs and services designed to support Islamic schools all over the U.S. and around the world. IQRA's customizable teacher training program instructs teachers on how to maximize the benefits of our comprehensive curriculums in the classroom and beyond.
Right now in the United States, we have more than 500 weekend schools and about 200 full-time schools. And in the full-time schools and the weekend schools, especially the weekend schools, many of the teachers who teach Islamic studies, they're not individuals who are certified to teach, but they have the basic Islamic knowledge. So our education workshops are to really focus and help these teachers to give them the tools so in classrooms they could take the information that they know, what they have with the books, and give them the right resources, but also get the best methods to how to teach that class.
Use your mind to your fullest abilities, but then Allah says...
Our training courses help teachers tackle a broad range of issues, including methods of teaching, maximizing class time, and writing effective lesson plans.
What's this?
Teachers can also receive guidance on using technology in the classroom, connecting Deen with students' daily lives, and creating classroom activities that help children enjoy learning, skills that are taught by our team of highly experienced educators.
So this is where you need to have people who are professional, who have the educational background and the methods and the pedagogy of how to teach, but also have the Islamic knowledge too. And I think that's what's unique about us. that is something what's unique that many other individuals or presenters who maybe try to do this are not that effective as the IQRA Foundation education workshops.
Workshops and seminars can be arranged for large groups anywhere in the country and internationally.
E-library is the next thing that we have to do.
Private sessions are also available and can be tailored to meet the specific needs of your school. IQRA not only provides support to teachers, but to school administrators as well. Our administrative counseling services give leaders the tools they need to run well-managed, highly productive schools. Keeping up with the latest technology, IQRA books are available for download to your iPad or Kindle. IQRA has also taken the lead in developing the first ever Islamic Studies standardized test series. Developed in collaboration with Riverside Publishing, the creators of the Iowa tests, and drawing from the curriculums of prominent Islamic schools all over the country. The test series is an invaluable instrument in evaluating curriculum effectiveness and ensuring that standards in Islamic education are met across the board.
Now, mashallah, there are so many children, so many hundreds of weekend schools that we are writing, improving the program, writing the books for the children who are growing up now and who are growing up as American children and who are planning to stay in this country.
And what IQRA is trying to educate our younger generations and Muslims that we must live for Islam, and live means that we live and let other people live and be participant in the whole enterprise, human enterprise, as our ancestors have been.
You know, it's a joy to wake up in the morning and go to the office and sit and work on these manuscripts. It's really a labor of love, and you know, that's where we find our highest satisfaction. So, you know, our hearts are in these books, and I think that anyone who reads them can really sense that sincerity.
The determination, the vision, the background, the educational background, it's a combination that's very, very rare. And to me, it is part of what makes this endeavor very, very successful. And the more we realize that and support efforts like IQRA, the better off we are as a community.